Okay, so I'm planning to test my new router with some Omaha yellow 4 games. Three tables is probably quite good. So let's see if there is any improvement. Of course, I don't usually stream during the daytime anyway, so it might work better if there is some issue with like load on the website. 4G connection. But let's see if there is any drop frames. Those previous stream I had, I think it was like 60-70% of drop frames, so it was kind of a questionable dial show, I suppose, more than actual stream. Well, pretty crappy hands. Well, top left we have decent looking double shooter pocket jacks. Definitely defendable hand. Or if this guy limps, I'm going to be calling, but well, if I had some king, I would probably 3-bet against the short stack, but it's probably best to just call, and we actually have combo draw. But I think just calling is the best option here. And he bets only half, but we have a second nut flush draw. And the nut got shot, so I think we can call again, but unfortunately missing the ouch. And yeah, I don't have a club, and I don't think he's folding any, at least 2 pairs. At least so far there is 0 drop frames. It's good news. Well, top right. If it was shooters to ace, I would be happy to call, but I think that is kind of a crappy hand. Bottom table, double suited ace king, so be open from all position, I think. But yeah, one thing I have learned so far is that these sort of crappy pocket pair hands is just for asking trouble, because obviously the value of small or medium set in the Omaha is way smaller than in Holden side. I think we can stack off even here on the bottom left, because we do have the ace king combo, so well, of course if they have wet queens, then then I'm going to be kind of screwed, but again, against queen 9 we would at least have 6 out, so at least, I mean, we have to continue against race, I think. And 2 colors, we don't really have much here. And I think Jack 8 will connect decently, so probably best to just Jack fold and get cheaply away. I don't think we have much fold equity, and our raw equity is quite poor. And yeah, I am Omaha noob, so a lot of holes in the basics, most likely. Deuce 10-3. We can defend quite wide here, but I don't know. We only have to pocket deuces basically. Basically here. And previous stream was kind of a nasty, because I did actually win one MTT tier, and there was a lot of interesting situations, but at least those spots that I looked on the day after that it was recorded, it was pretty grabby quality. Oh. And yeah, the top right, I think we have decent showdown value. Once he pots here, well, if I just call, because he's short stack, so I think there is argument in just calling, and if he's bluffing, we let him possibly do that. And I mean, if he has like full house 10, we only lose to pocket 10s and pocket kings, so if he happens to have those, then so be it. Luckily he had the king 10. Maybe with deeper stacks there would be more of argumenting just raising the turn, but I think here it was decent spot to just call, because we have kind of this sort of situation that if he makes sort of any sort of bet, we can pretty much get the stacks in, most likely. And I mean, if he has the full house, he's mainly wrapping, in my opinion, on the turn 10, likely betting big. So yeah, I have talked about making some streams about the Omaha. I think kind of dry 9s we can just probably just fold here. There was king 9 shooted, so it's not completely dry, but. And yeah, one thing about this PLO4 is that there is a lot of limping. And quite often also people are short stacked. So for example, when we look about, for example, upper left, there is 3 players bit below full stack. Well, it's quite a miracle if our king 5 is enough. The bottom table. Double suited aces. Here. Unfortunately, just limper. Someone 3-betting would be nice. Well, this is really dry flop, and we have the gutshots plus 2 backdoor flush draws, so I think we can be c-betting here, but we are pretty deep against this guy, so I don't want to go like pot size. And I think 3 should be quite rare, so this looks kind of scary, but yeah, I think I have to stack off still. Probably. And he had the 3, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know. Like, is it always going to be 3x? It's just, like, in my opinion, this donk bet doesn't really make too much sense overall. I mean, it's extremely dry flop, so I don't see like need for 3x to be protecting much at all. Especially when he has 5-4 as well, so but I don't know, maybe it's always 3x plus or something. A 4-way pot on the bottom left, so yeah, I think it's best just to check and see if we turn a bit more, bit stronger hand. Let's post the channel linked here. Okay, we hit the 2 pair, but seems like it has no value on that pot. It's quite a miracle if this guy doesn't have a straight, I would think. Kind of a nice looking hand, but a bit too low, I think. Especially when we are early position and facing raise. And our right, we only have the gutshots, so holding away. Well, let's peel the flop. Maybe we hit something. I don't know. Maybe it's better to just ISO raise, but I don't expect really. I ISO raised here. It's going to be 3-way quite often, probably. I think we can go for c-bet here. I don't know. People said that I should be betting around half pot when the board is this sort of quite static one, or I'm not totally sure if they meant like 6, 7, 10 rainbow type of board. Well, I think we actually have quite a solid showdown value with the king tier, but it's probably not possible to value, but I would think. Like, I think Willen would quite often bet probably with the AX hand, so, and when he just calls the flop, I don't expect him to have streaked often at all. So when he checks, I think we are going to be ahead really often, but is weaker hand ever going to call is another question. But yeah, any comment on stream quality? But at least so far I have not dropped any frames, so I have to stream at normal time as well and see if it's working as well as now. I had really old router, like it has been like, I don't know, probably something like 6-7 years. So, and it also had antenna kind of cut off. The nephew had played around it when he was a bit younger, so it wasn't able to handle the barbaric touch of his. But hopefully this one can be left alone. Oh, bottom table we have kind of a nice looking hand. Let's use the zoom feature. Our zoom is a bit off it seems. Oh, 3-bet. I think we just want to call here, and if this guy 4-bets, I think we just basically have to stack off, and it shouldn't be such a bad situation if we get 3-way all in, especially if these guys have aces. But we don't hit anything, so that's probably end of it, unless we get the free turn. We still have 4 outs, basically nuts if they don't have the top set, and we have some backdoors, so I think it's best probably to check. I don't know, maybe there would be some point in attacking the weakness, but I mean this first player should probably check all of his range on this flop. Yeah, that wasn't. I think that sort of hand probably makes sense to call, even though we shouldn't be cold calling 3-bet much at all. Yeah, it's the set premium. Not visible on the stream itself, but anyone watching it can follow, and I can follow it on my second screen. I would kind of want to raise this one as well, but it's probably too wide. Well, bottom table we have double suited. Pretty nice hand. And against one opponent I will be c-betting here. There is some, like queen for example, would be pretty great to double barrel with the open ender we would have at that point, and top left we don't really hit anything pretty much, so against 2 players I will be just checking. Turn is actually kind of interesting if they check, because we have now the nut blockers, so I think I will go for pot if the board doesn't change. So if it's not paired or diamond, we can pretty nicely pot again, I would say. Okay, we have not flush draw, backdoor flush draw. Overcard. I think we can probably bet here. So I don't know if we can get. Well, I think we can probably get bigger overpairs to fold as well. And when he checks, I think his range is going to be somewhat capped. Oh, again, if my thinking process is totally off, you can obviously give any feedback. Top left, we only have suited to king. I think I'm just folding. And not really much connectivity. Well, I think top left is decent hand. It has some connectivity. Oh, let's defend. And we hit the second set, so I will try to look for check raise. And well, that might be bad for us, but when we are blocking king 7, I suppose king 5 would be unlikely. Pocket kings is less likely now, so I suppose with us SPR1 we can just put it, or maybe one option could be to just check and hope he tries to do something with some sort of wrap, but I think he's probably not bluffing often. But I don't know, maybe really small bet could make some sense to kind of try to lure him. Continue with some straight draws which are drawing dead. Well, not totally sure if the top rank is good enough from that position, but looks decent. And we have top pair, open ender. Let's see, bet of, well, problem is if he raises, we have to, well, also against this sizing we can still continue, but it's kind of awkward hit, I suppose. Hopefully he checks now and we can check behind. But he doesn't, he could have some ace jack, some straight, so probably best to fold. Well, top left we have the nuts. I kind of wonder it, like, should we just pot here? And I mean, if they have the flush, they are going to pay off anyway, probably. But if they don't have the flush, they probably don't pay much often. Well, bottom table we have only bottom pair, open ender, lane check, so I think we can quite effectively attack here. And now we have 2 pairs. I think I will go for bet, and he raises, then I just fold, and mainly going for check back if he calls here. And we are good. Top left, I don't really know, should we just check? I mean, well, it could make sense to bet like small and deny maybe some equity from straight draws. I would have ISO raise with this on the bottom top left, but it's already raised, so it's fold. But yeah, the situation in short is that we have, I think there is six people currently in the Omaha study group that is led by Kyyperi, quite known Omaha coach on the micro and small stake side. So we have had only one session so far about open raising rings, and I should really study more of that. I've done like I think two training sessions personally about what sort of hands I should be opening, and that's obviously not enough. Well, bottom table we are happily ISO raising, but this guy raises. We have the ace, but I don't think readless we want to stack off anyway. If we had really aggro read about the opponent, I think there could be argument of just raising. This is kind of interesting spot, because if we face a bet here, should we raise? We still have the ace king. I don't know if this is a great idea, but and the problem is that it's kind of a vulnerable hand as well, so if we get let the villain to see turns, well, now we actually have the nuts, so that's a bit better. I think we only have SPR 6 out of 10, 0.6, so I suppose we want to just shout here. And he had the ace-5, so we got absurdly lucky. But sucking out is the best form of tactic, I suppose. And double bear hand, raise. That's actually one hand that I should be marking. What should be our Libet 3 player once again not working. So, I think it's quite good question. Should we just call it here, or does that make any sense to raise? I mean, if we had some sort of ace king jack 10 or something, I think it's kind of a no-brainer, because then we have huge amount of possibility to improve, but with that specific hand, chances to improve are extremely small. Oh, in here we have SPR3, but paired board as well. I'm not totally sure should we be taking the pot line here, but well, let's go for it. Does he have the 7? Well, of course. Maybe we should be betting half pot and fold, but I don't know if that would be too weak. Too weak 10. Brim has probably opinion about that. Yeah, about the heart blocker you commented on the Skype. I think you meant the one where I had the top set here. Well, I don't think it, like, we are obviously not betting for as bluff here if we do bet, because any flush is not folding, I suppose. But I think, like, if I check, Villain can still have equity from the straight draw hands. So I think by betting half pot we quite often deny him from drawing those straight outs. So on. I think that should be the idea here. I'm not trying to get any flush to fold, especially if I bet half pot. But yeah, I don't know about this hand. We have just, I don't think it's that likely that he has hit the 7, but it's often like, I wonder about these situations, like if we pot here, how often it's going to be that we actually get weaker hands to continue. Yeah, that might be the best line to bet half pot and fold. Six, 7, 9, we have kind of a weak, well, I suppose can't be set to be wrapped necessarily. Well, ace is on top left, we have the chance to stack off 3, it seems, or maybe not. These guys check twice. Should I try to attack here? And we evade the ouch. $9.99. Stack depth. Sort of price from the advertisement below €10. So this guy was 3-betting with kind of an interesting hand, I would say. It's really not good one. And I suppose on the flop he had, I have the one heart blocker, so he had 7, 8 outs to plus and 10 some runner possibilities. So we were probably somewhat ahead. Yeah, that's also the aces that I had here. What was the SPR? So we are less than 4, 3.5 SPR here. I suppose there is some limit where we definitely can't be bet folding anymore. Like if we are less than SPR3, at least I wouldn't be thinking about that sort of line. But maybe here we should be more careful. Top right, that hand is enough. Some straight potential. Unfortunately, no suited to ace, but I think still enough. We kinda hit. I think we probably want to save it here and fold to raise. I mean, we have blockers to start some straight wraps and top pair, 2 pairs, not flush draw. Eight, 7, 6, 4. Might be too weak. Okay, well, that's end of that hand. Would it make any sense to bet on the turn because it's pairing? And I think it's somewhat rare for the villain to have like full house here. If he has like flush draw, he might be folding because it's paired board now. But he doesn't. Well, we hit something. Let's see if it's enough. And it was. We have top 2 here. I think we want to just probably donk or lead pot. And top left, this guy's again 3 betting, but probably be too wide, so stack off tier. Well, we have the nut blockers, but I don't know if that is. Well, definitely we can't do anything anymore. Yeah, again. It's king 6-6. So yeah, if this guy remains, I think we want to stack off pretty wide against that guy. He's king 6-6. Well, he did flop the set. This guy flopped straight and he had the second not high plus draw. Pretty garbage hand though to continue against 3-bet, I suppose. I think this is kind of annoying in these cash games, at least on this side, that you can have these. Well, this guy is waiting for the big blind, but I mean, I have had some really good tables to die out because of like two players remaining like here, taking the seat, but they don't play. I think that's kind of a stupid thing. Well, we have not flush draw and wrap. Well, we are really happy to get some action here. Oh, call. Oh, we have this nuts. We also have the. This is kind of a situation that should we be betting big or kind of try to lure the villain to stay on the pot. Well, let's make half pot. Okay, we are free rolling. Unfortunately, no spade. I think we can 3-bet this one, though if we get 4-betted, it's kind of nasty. Well, that completely miss our hand, only cut should. One 9 blocker to nuts, but that's not. That's probably not enough to make move. Ace king, not suited at all. Well, it should be hard to hit. We also have aces, so ace 3 should be less likely. So if he calls, we will have less than SPR1 on the turn. But we can shove at least some of the like non-hard so on. So have Prim played outside of the. I think you played on some other side like iPoker or something like that. I think I have talked about playing on the party poker or run it once so that I could get those hand histories as well and get some data to crunch, so to say. That's the biggest downside of the Unibet, especially when you are learning a new game, that you have no tracking. I don't mind to have no HUDs, to be honest, and so on, but getting some statistics would be nice. Well, we don't really have strong enough hand on the top right to be raise calling all this guy donk bets. Well, I think we have to just fold. We have also this player behind, and we only have... Well, we have backdoor flush draws, but... I mean, we don't... We only have 4 not out, so... I don't think we can continue against pot size. Well, not the greatest sort of flop, to be honest. I don't know, we are only against one player, so... I suppose c-bet can't be totally horrible. Ace Queen 10 double suited. I think we can go for the 3-bet. 3 is of course kind of a weaky spot. And we flop weak flush. I think check makes probably the most sense overall. And top right we actually have a wrap here, somewhat at least. But we miss. Would have raised on the bottom table, but I accidentally clicked the call. Well, we have literally nothing on the top left. Ace Queen now. This guy probably has aces or something, but no split pot, nice. Well, I think we have to stack off probably on the bottom. We have a pretty great hand for it, I would say. Aces and ace deuce. Yep. This guy only had kings. This guy has pocket fives. Okay. Or did he have something else? Oh yeah, this aces guy was just so short that... Jesus, what hand? That is actually quite interesting to check that what my equity is here. But yeah, if you play on the Unibet, I definitely recommend the Watcher, this app that you can just take some area and get image of it. It opens in the browser like this, and you can then post it to some forum, or you can give it link to it some other channel. Nice hand, but we totally missed the board. Well, double paired, double suited aces. We get all in, three-way probably. And we hit the full house in the end. Nice. And yeah, one thing I don't really understand on this site is that why there is no auto rebuy, or whatever is the term. Well, queen 10 9, but we get walked. But yeah, I probably haven't seen this much limping in any other situation, any other format. Here, like even the small stake cast, there is definitely a lot less limping. At least from what I remember. I just tried to stab it here. I don't know if it makes sense, but I thought that I have kind of a decent draw that is at the same time not ultra happy of check calling, at least against like bot bet. Well, there has been some drop frames now, but less than 1%, so I think it shouldn't be issue. Not really sure what was my starting bankroll, so I'm probably somewhat on the plus. I think we have lost 2 buy-ins in here, bottom table, but well, probably something like 1 buy-in up or something around that. Well, again, double paired hand and double suited. Bit weaker though when we don't have the aces. Okay, bye trim. Okay, we only have weak flush on the upper right and 4-way pot, so not really interested to give action. Top left, I'm not sure if this should be open race, but still double suited, so maybe reasonable. But yeah, I probably end the stream soon. This was just the idea to test my new router. At least it seems to be working at this point decently, but I have to check the heater on. I think on the top left we have kind of a hand that we probably want to maybe just check to not get check raised. And we had a ton of outs or improvement. We might be good, but I don't see point in betting. We still have ace jack, so if he had some sort of semi bluff, we can be good. Oh, he had straight, I think. I think it's 3. Yeah, 3-6. So he had the nuts on the river, but he didn't bet. Well, tried to be tricky. Well, even so, we had quite a few outs because of our nut flush draw, which gave it 9 outs, and then we had 3 nines and 3 kings as well, so 15 outs. 15 outs, so over 30% equity on the turn. So basically we got direct pot odds to call, even against his straight. But yeah, let's stop the games when we get next big point. Yeah, 2 callers and we don't really have anything, so let's check. Now we actually get decent amount of possible outs, unless we happen to have the a high flush draw. But we managed to evade once again. And seems like this is the last hand. Okay, so that was 1 hour test stream, and we had little below 1% drop frames. So let's see if it works as well on the evening time. But I think this one was nice quality stream from that part. Maybe not from the game game skill wise, but result wise, I'm not totally sure what was the situation, but I think it was close to break even, maybe bit profit. Thanks for watching and commenting. Bye for now.